Hey V, line them up.
What's up, CBR fam? We back again, once again. We sorry we're a
What's
little
going
late. We was we was in the background. We was in the background. But yeah. Yeah. How y'all been, man? Who we got in here? We got Adrian. Was good, Adrian? We got Chris from Innerbox. Shout out to Chris from Innerbox, man. I'm gonna show
on?
you a
All up in the stuff.
video.
Diddy up in here. C-Lo.
Those are from Chris at Innerbox 3D. It's Christmas time. Go
Shout
spend
out to
some
the
money with
sponsor.
Chris. Wonderful
Yeah.
guy, man. Go get you some 3D printed good shit, man. I
Hey,
use
use that code.
placeholders and use the
Save you some
code.
bread. Save you some bread, man.
What's up, TVC?
I
Free
got a
trap,
feeling
free
y'all been
Kino.
slacking on using that code, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
What's good, CJ? Hey, man. How y'all
Trey, what
been,
up?
man? We miss y'all. What up, Trey? We miss y'all, man.
He said, he said free everybody.
He said free. Hey, man. Listen, we want everybody to get free around
We
this
back
motherfucker.
again. Hey, y'all see we got wife beater Trav up in here,
Bro, listen,
fresh
I was in
off
the
a big
back.
scout. You know what I'm saying? you know,
Y'all might get wife beating Travis tonight. Travis been on some shit lately.
y'all see
Uh,
it. Hey, look, fresh off a big scout. You know what I'm saying? Talking math.
but yeah, man, we happy to be here. Hey, I got a classified. This was a little different, man. I
Real
got a
talk.
homeboy who is trying to get rid of a set of sugar gliders,
you
man.
say wife beater Trav. Hey, man. Hey. Hey, shut up. Shout out to White Peter Trav, man.
Hey, my homeboy Colton at Bear Mageddon, he's trying to rehome some sugar gliders. He's got four of the babies, four of the sugar gliders come with cages and everything you need for 500. So if you're looking at getting a different kind of pet, hit up my boy Colton at the Bear Mageddon on IG. If you can't spell it, just hit me up and I'll forward you his IG link. Um,
Okay. Shout out to Sugar Gliders.
nah, this is
I
not
would be
snake food,
interested, but
man.
I don't have time because you gotta. I know they real.
Yeah,
You know, you
I
gotta
would definitely,
make sure you
I
have a
would
lot of
definitely get some
time,
shit
man.
gliders.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like having a new puppy. Um, but yeah, man. Holidays is coming up. I know everybody's busy.
yeah.
Um, so we won't be doing shows next week or the following week because of the holidays, and they fall on Tuesdays. You might see something from us. It won't be what you usually see, but yeah. So
Yeah.
we hope that y'all have a good time on during the holiday season, spending time with your family. We are not this is not our job. So we have we don't make money here, so it's gonna be hard to justify to our families that we not
Yeah.
gonna be spending time with them on families to kick it with y'all. As much as we love y'all, as much as we love y'all, we
Yeah.
got people that we are beholden to,
It'll be
and we
real
love
hard to
y'all.
swing the Christmas tree, Christmas Eve episode, brother. It's gonna be. I can't. I can't do that one, man. I ain't
I
gonna
can't
put
do
the.
it.
I can't hold the show to put off for my kids' gifts, brother. We can't.
Be like, listen, hold up, man. Let me get on this show. Let me get on this live stream. I
Hey,
know
bro.
I know y'all been waiting on y'all gifts and so y'all can open y'all pajamas on Christmas Eve, but
Hey, fuck Rudolph. Turn Silent Night off.
hey man, unless it's a Temptations Christmas, man.
Oh, it ain't no Christmas until you don't hit in my mind.
Listen, I think I told y'all the story about the Christmas album last year. I'm
Hey,
not
give me
gonna
that
put
story
y'all.
one more time, brother. Hey, your daddy he lost the chance to whoop your ass. Go ahead.
All right, man. So this was when I was a kid. My dad had the Temptations Christmas album, the first one, not the second one. And he had it on vinyl. And every year, like as soon as Thanksgiving comes around, that's all you hear it in the house. And usually, for the most part, man, that vinyl record player didn't get played as much, but man, he used to ride the wheels off that
Yeah,
motherfucker with that Temptations
Christmas
Christmas
time, you
album.
get it cracking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was the first step of you notice. You should have noticed that your daddy was a real daddy.
so so after Christmas, man, when you got to put all the shit away, I'm putting all the Christmas stuff away. I was like, man, fuck this album, man. I fucked that vinyl record up. I fucked it up. And next year when Christmas came, he put it on, and I had forgot I did it. Uh, that's how much bad shit I was doing. I
Hey, you
forgot
a
I did it.
badass son, terrible son, brother.
So he put that shit on and started skipping. Man, usually I ain't never see my dad like be upset or be sad, but like he was pouting over that shit. He was like, "Man, my fucking album is gone." Man, it ain't feel right that year for Christmas. And then next year I came home from school. No, I came from somewhere because it was at night. And I came back home and I heard the Temptations Christmas album.
He
I was
re-upping
like,
on your ass.
I thought I was just like, I thought I killed this motherfucker.
He came
bro,
back on your ass like Michael Myers.
bro. I was like, what happened to the album? He was just like, you didn't know? He was just like, they got the CD double disc.
He like, yeah, bang, we done upgrade. I done upgrade the systems. Bang, upgraded this.
Oh man.
Yeah. Shout
Yeah,
out to your
man. He didn't
daddy,
know.
man.
I told him later on about that shit. He was mad at the motherfucker.
What up, Mikey Mark? Yeah, he
Then he
was,
says,
did he? He was wild and he had this he had you see you have to be just a little disrespectful little asshole, brother. Break up. I'm talking about you know how much of an asshole you gotta be to spoil this man's joy. He only played this song one time a year.
oh man.
Man, this is
Hey
ridiculous.
man. You know what's crazy? Is now I make my kids listen to the album, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he ingrained that in you. Good for him. He's supposed to do.
All right, y'all. Also, starting January, we're gonna go to doing 2 shows a month, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna do 2 shows a month, starting in January, because our schedules have become more hectic. It's not that we don't love y'all; it's just that we are gonna have to try to rein it
Yeah.
in. But you're gonna get more bang for your buck. We're gonna try to have shows that are gonna be less filler.
Yeah.
And shows that we because all the shows that we have are good, I would say, but we're gonna be able to plan them more instead of doing fly by the seat planning sometimes. So
And y'all
that
gonna
will
get
have
more shows with just us too, because we, we
yeah
we also realize that as much as people like to say like, yeah, our show going off the rails, is like I think those shows when it's just us is really more personable, you know.
yeah, and we don't know why y'all like them shows so much.
Hey,
We,
for real.
Cause y'all just like, man, that was good. I was just like, with just us.
Hey, we get off the phone like we immediately get off the phone like, hey, how you think the show was?
It only
Especially on
happens.
them.
It's only happened a few times, but yeah, you'll get more shows with just us. So if you want us to do deep
Yeah,
dives on topics,
yeah.
what he said, damn gonna miss the weekly shows. Hey man, you still gonna get us. It's just gonna be bi-monthly.
I must have the show going off the rails is the best part. I love those shows.
But you might also
Uh,
see some IG live streams and things like that.
yeah. What we're gonna do is we're gonna um, it's still gonna be the Chondro Bar Room show. And honestly, what I would like to do, and damn, I ain't even really talk to Trav about this. What I would like to do is let, if maybe that'll give us more time too to get merch out. Like the merch, we still want to get merch to y'all. So in 25,
We
I
gonna
think
get
we
y'all
really
some
want
of
to do
the.
that. We want to get
So,
put out ideas to some merch. It's gonna be
see,
limited runs though. I'm telling
yeah,
you,
it's
like
gonna be
it's
real
not.
small.
It's not gonna be like we not gonna be a store, or we not gonna set up like a store shop where you can go click and all that. You probably gonna have to hit us up, let us know your size, and it's probably gonna be a person. It's probably gonna be a run, so like a limited run. So
Pre
it,
everything's gonna be pre-ordered.
yeah, it's gonna be pre-ordered, and you gonna be paying, and you can trust us to get it out to you. You know, we ain't never did nobody wrong on here. Y'all know that our track record good, so. It's gonna be a limited run. That's all I'm gonna say. That if you want two,
Yeah,
you gonna have to pay a two up front. But we really gonna do is we're gonna get it for ourselves first, let y'all see it and all that, and then we'll go from there. But we really want to. The thing is, um, I guess what we really didn't anticipate is like our kids just growing up, and
yeah.
that's just something gonna happen, but until it happened and really took that space. It's like how it is, y'all. So, and if you don't know how it is and don't have kids, man, it's
But you
I
have
mean,
some.
yeah, wait till you have some. Or if you don't plan on having none, good. Don't have it.
But yeah, you'll still see us like we're not going away.
Yeah,
It's
we hope
just we're
that
changing up.
what we hope that is y'all stay with us. You know what I'm saying? Just like y'all did when we came from IG. But the quality of our shows, we feel like is gonna go up higher, go up like they were. But also, it's just you know.
We're not machines. Also, like you guys, we're not
Yeah,
machines. It's
we
just
know what
me and
I'm
Kino. We don't we don't have anybody helping us. And we do everything ourselves.
Yeah,
So a lot of times, like when things don't get done because of my schedule or his schedule, like it just
yeah,
doesn't get done, and we don't want that affected because there's a lot of things that I can say like I didn't necessarily do it the right way,
yeah,
and it just looks because you get a show every week, it looks like it's great, it's
yeah,
going great, but
yeah.
but yeah, it could have been better. I'll say that on my part. But
No, I'm gonna
yeah,
say that on
man.
both our end because it ain't really none that like it ain't like we because I
He
know it's
said,
gonna be
"Go even
rumors, so
through that."
get it out the way right now. It ain't like no creative differences and none of that dumb
Nah,
shit. What it
it's,
is just like shit. Our kids are growing up and we can be machines how we was like a couple years ago when we was doing this. You know, our kids was babies still, so they
yeah,
was they wasn't running around flipping my thought light over. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? In the middle
I
of
mean,
my shows.
that light
So
used to work back there, but my son fucked that up.
hey, it's freak light, yeah, the stripper pole light used to work, you know what I'm saying? But no, we ain't
Yeah,
going nowhere. We're gonna be around, we're gonna stay breathing, doing all that. It's just, you know,
yeah. We just we just know that we're gonna change it a little bit, but it's gonna be fine. It'll be fine
yeah.
if y'all can still bother us all the time. Y'all know that.
I
But
mean, we ain't going nowhere,
listen,
though. We just gonna be, guys gonna see us less on YouTube. But hopefully that make y'all love us more. Really, I really appreciate when we pull up because with us having such scaling back shows instead of doing what we did, 56, 52 shows, 52
yeah,
weeks,
yeah.
yeah, 52 shows. We do 26 shows. You know,
We even had to cancel sometimes. It's just like neither one of us we had the time that week to do it.
yeah, and y'all know I say it. Shout out to bro for carrying the damn show for damn near 30, 40 minutes sometimes, during football season. I know
Appreciate it,
that.
man.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, it's all love.
Shout out to Keno because I'm supposed to be getting the guests, and then sometimes just like I be forgetting. Keno coming.
No, it's all good, man. That's how it's supposed to do. We it's like it's been like that from jump. It's gonna be like that till we die. So we gonna always be there for each other. I pick up when you leave off. You pick up when I do. So
yeah, so we're not going anywhere. We're not beefing. We're not flipping the script. We're not leaving the band. There's none of that. But yeah, man, we got Steve in the back. He's waiting. So let's get this show on the road. Should I say wife beater Travis? Do y'all want wife beater Travis? Trav? Y'all want to put my hoodie on?
Stay white beater Travis, bro.
I gotta hear it in chat. What does chat want? Do y'all want wife beater Travis? Or y'all want me to put the hoodie on? Ain't nobody in chat saying that. I'm about to put this hoodie on. All right.
Hey,
so
Mikey Mars, hold on. Mikey Mars, you talking about you need to work Uber. Look, hey, real talk. Khalil talking about he want to go to Mount Carmel, brother. Mount Carmel is $15,000. I looked at the tuition, it's $15,000 a year, and they want their payments on the first of every month. Bro, they like dope dealers. They want their payments on the first. They want $1,500 a month for 10 months. I'm like, all right, okay, so it's $60,000 just to go to high school. But we're gonna have to get them. We're gonna have to keep them grades up, and after that, and get all these sports. We're gonna have to get them scholarships better because I ain't finna pay them $15,000 to go to high school. Brother.
All right.
It did in a public school, brother. We balling out for the CPS.
I see you, Adrian. What do you say? Put the pounds in the trash can. Gucci do the dishes. Don't nobody fuck with my kitchen. All right, we bring it in, Steve.
Okay, all right, okay.
Steve, man, we glad to have you here, man. Listen, Steve was telling us this wonderful story about how he got chased by a bear. I remember when I told y'all about how I got chased by a bull. When I was hunting. Yeah, man, it happens when you're out there in the woods. Things will chase you, bro.
They do chase you. Especially when you walk up on something you're not supposed to be walking up on.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's always weird, like how.
I'll say, you see me in a fight with a bear, help the bear.
No. Have you seen The Revenant? You see when the bear slapped that dude's face off?
Yeah, right.
What you think them glasses gonna protect you from getting your face slapped off?
Well, brother, I'm gonna be out there on my Steve shit. You know what I'm saying, with that PC. You know what I'm saying? With that rocket on my hip, baby. I ain't playing no games.
When you see something out there you don't know, you be on. You think you 16 years old, you be on your wheels. You like, you out.
I just see Keno doing real.
Keep them angels with me.
I see Keno doing real acrobatic shootouts with bears. Him just leaping over logs, looking for concealment, shooting
from bear. I ain't gonna be playing no damn games, no bear, brother. This ain't no tag.
I feel like he's gonna blow on his barrel after every shot. All right.
I'd rather die.
Listen, bro, it happens. It happens out there.
Man.
But shit, shout out to Steve, man. Steve, could you tell the CBR guests about yourself, where you from, and when you first got into reptiles? Take your time, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm from the Bay Area, so like basically I grew up in East Oakland, so like Northern Cali, and so that's where where I'm from. Still out here. I don't live in the town no more, so I live in the suburbs. So, but I got into snakes, reptiles a long time ago. I guess really when I was a kid, and I would bring some stuff to the house, and moms would be like, can't keep that in the apartment. Like, nah, buddy, But like as a kid, sometimes we would just go out and, that was back in the day where kids, you just, you're allowed to go do shit, and you go out to a creek or someplace where you ain't supposed to be, and, just find all different type of shit. But
come back with the bottom of your pants full of mud.
Yeah, all that, right?
I'm a good old day,
Yeah.
So
Probably
steal a bike or two.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do that.
Oh, but yeah, no. But when I started, when I got out the house, I got into like really, I got into like hypo, like red tails and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then I wanted to get something like a little bit bigger, and then I got like a platinum retic python. Got a big old female. I had her for years, and at the time, the platinum was kind of like, it was like the pattern to have. It was new, and then I made the craziest and worst decision, I think. At the time, I didn't think it was, but I ended up getting a green anaconda.
Damn,
And
you didn't see Ice Cube had to do all that crazy shit to survive that anaconda. I mean, it's cool. J-Lo was there, but
yeah, I got a nice
kind of crazy.
I got a nice pair of boots from it now, but
don't tell Mikey Marsh.
Sorry. I love this snake to the point to where it did like latch on me, but part of it was just my fault the first time it did it. But the second time, it's like, I don't know if anyone knows like how heavy body that damn thing is. So I
was a bull, right?
Huh?
It's on a bull, right?
No, this was a green anaconda.
Or anaconda. Okay.
Yeah, anaconda. So that was she was big, but
I ain't fucking around.
Yeah, those things are huge. But and then I got into hots. So like in California, we're only allowed to have like Western Diamondbacks. So
Oh, Delic.
Yeah, so I had a bunch of those, and then I think I got in. Then I stopped keeping for a little bit, just because of my deployment status and stuff like that. It was just too hard. And then
you military?
Prior.
Okay.
Yeah.
What branch?
Army.
Oh, I was Army 8 years.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, man.
Oh, thank you for your service.
Yeah. Hey, thank both of y'all.
So, and then about, I think like 2020, when we're in the full height of COVID, that's when I got into in the green trees. So that's when I started, kind of building my collection since like 2020. So,
I think that during the pandemic, man, either you spent your stimulus money on green tree pythons, or you got into PPP scam. Like that, it was only two ways.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. Looking back, I should have did at least some of the PvP scams, brother. Because listen, brother, here I am trying to be a good citizen and shit, not doing that shit. And I see people that ain't had no job in like 6 years, and this motherfucker got
with brand new
$250,000 in
Rolexes.
cash.
Yeah,
brother,
seeing
he
people,
got $250 in cash, and I'm like, brother, look, dog.
Seeing people with brand new Rolexes flexing on Instagram, it's not the pandemic, it's the bandemic.
People wasn't buying them though. No, it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people like doing a little smash and grabs, getting them in like Rolex stores. That's different. I'm talking about like the actual cash off all the different PPP. Look, dog. I ain't gonna lie. That was one time I wish I was still in the streets again, brother, because I would have been. Y'all would have seen me on here with the money phone. Look, I could have been trifling. I should have been trifling, brother, because ain't no way in hell. I'm like, ain't no way in hell. My hard working ass. I'm doing what?
But you spent the money on snakes. Now you can do the Chondro phone.
Bro, I was doing like 120 hours in 2 weeks, brother, and it wasn't adding up. I wasn't seeing that 250, brother. It ain't add up.
I guess you was in the pandemic, not the bandemic. All right, Steve, tell us more about your pandemic activity.
Them stimmies did come through, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I use. I use some of mine on the first snake that I got. I use some of it too. But yeah, that's pretty much when I'm. Like I said, I think that's where I got my first female from. Was off of the during the 2020, which was from Lottery Reptiles. My high yellow female, but before I got into it, like you ain't got shit to do during the pandemic, so I was doing like deep dives, looking online. I think I read like, Greg Maxwell, book like cover to cover.
Yeah. Shout out to Greg Maxwell.
Because it's like, it's you always like kind of heard like, they're quote unquote like intimidating to kind of keep, and that's kind of like, but really, they're not. If you know how to keep husbandry, they're real simple.
Yeah.
And then I think I reached out, like the first person I kind of reached out, and like literally I call it like my underground, like my underground, but my undergrad education kind of sense was Big Sock. So
Okay.
Socrates. So me and
Socrates, yeah.
Yeah, Socrates kind of broke it down to me, everything, just kind of like, what's, just to an easy standpoint of, understanding, green tree pythons. And then, then I started like reaching out to people like Rich Culver. I even reached out one time to Greg Maxwell. And then I've talked to like, Dave D. I even got some lessons from like, Bill. And then of course, I guess my main person that really helped me and kind of like guided me as more my mentor is Garrett from the House of Blues.
Okay.
So, and obviously, I have, gosh, let me think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 5 snakes from Garrett. So, I like his stuff. But at the time when I was, really trying to purchase stuff, he had stuff. So yeah, so that's really the lowdown how I got my collection. It's small, it's intimate, but at least I would like to say it's, some quality stuff. And just, now just last year I was able to finally do a pairing in, which was my high yellow collection, I guess. And that was, that was my first one. My first clutch that I ever produced.
Congratulations on that first clutch, by the way.
Yeah.
Getting that monkey off your back.
Yeah, I did. And
the animal from Garrett was nice in that pairing, but that animal from Lottery Reptiles, just for that to be like just a simple locality little outcross, that turned out way better than what I thought it would.
Hey, a big shout out to Sabrina if she's listening.
She cold.
Hey,
shout out to Sabrina,
yeah. Like I know, like with Sabrina, like she was like, I know you guys have probably been through it, and it's just kind of like, okay, you pass off a snake, but you don't really know after once it go through the OCC, you like, fuck, I should have kept that one, right? And that female, right? Because the way it came up, because Sabrina had her, her website going, and then I think I had an email, and of course at the time, Sock was like, you want to get reds, right? You want to get a red, but even though that clutch was a mix, right?
Yeah.
And so I end up like hitting up Sock, like I called him, hey, check this out. And he's like, buy it. I said, okay. So I ended up getting it, and I didn't, as she got, older and older, the more prettier she got. And I was like, God dang. And me and Sabrina still to this day laugh. Is just
turned purple. Yeah.
We both say she's got to be one of the, better looking ones, probably out of that clutch. I know there's some pretty amazing ones out there, but she, in my opinion, she's she's big, and and she's pretty. And then I was able to pair her with my high yellow male, and which is from Garrick, and that's from Blue Moon and Ivy. So it's a Wamena Biak pairing, and even Garrick is like, he was kind of like, fuck, I should have, like, because that thing, it turned out probably more on the extreme side, and it's probably better I just show you, because he's,
Yeah,
I see it.
yeah, he's
How big is he?
he's big.
Oh man,
Very nice.
he looks good.
Yeah, I don't know how much the lighting does on him, but he's a pretty solid male. So
Now bring it in a little bit. Get in close again.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, yeah. That's a good looking
Yeah, he's
male.
nice. Yeah, he's real nice.
so yeah, that's
Beautiful.
so this. Of course, these were all the pairing out of this one. They were all reds. So
So why you had to get the female out too?
yeah,
don't get bit though. Don't get bit.
No, you can get bit. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yo, don't let him talk you into getting bit, man.
Leave a real one, bro. Little love tap. Ain't not hurt nobody.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Ooh, that's a beauty. CJ had a question. He said, "Is that the first run of Blue Moon times Ivy or the second?" I think it's the first. I think it's the first, CJ.
it's the first run. First run.
Very nice. Both of them, yeah.
Yeah, first run.
That was a hell of a first pair.
So
So how'd it go? What made you come across that pairing? I mean, what made you plan those two to do? How old were those animals when you bred them? And can you talk about that breeding process, how that went down?
yeah. So really, right? Like I originally got my female that that was my first thing, and I wasn't really expecting much out of it in terms of like, okay, this was going to be like, because I really had no fucking game plan at that time,
Right.
and so I really wanted to go in terms of like everyone wants to get something like blue, right? And then of course I saw the from Garrick, I bought 2 snakes out of that pairing, which was the Blue Moon and Ivy. I bought 2, so I got a male and a female out of that one, and the female, she's big, and she has a little more green in her, but kind of some big bright yellows on her too, and so when Amit, the male, ended up turning the color that he did, because his OCC process was long, and then it was just like, this only makes sense, right? And if you guys go back on some of my page, you can kind of see like, sometimes you didn't know exactly who was who, because they look so much alike, right?
Yeah, they do.
Their coloring is kind of like really close, even though I think he probably has more of that golden Like you know what I'm saying, like that. He has like
Yeah.
this bright golden.
It's not the flat yellow. It's the more mustardy yellow.
No, it's
Yeah.
like bright, like damn near neon. Sometimes it's bright, right? And then she's more of a of a of a like light yellow, like a pretty light yellow. So there's a
Yeah.
big contrast in between them. But you
She
know,
got
the
she got
pairing,
that Kofi out. She got like that Kofi out purple though.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then
Pretty cool ass animals, both of them.
yeah, and then of course the clutch when it came out, the clutch was like part, you know, like I'm trying to think, it was 18 eggs, and um, and it was my first clutch, and I was, you know, like ended up calling like Garrick at like 2 a.m. in the fucking morning. He's a, you know,
That's
like,
how
bro,
you know.
she's laying, right? And I'm sitting there waiting, and finally got in her egg box, and then I was sitting, you know, I stayed up and you know, until she was done, and she had beehived, and you know, went through the whole process, dumped her in some water, you know, make sure she wasn't egg bound or something like that, you know, let her soak for a little bit, and then I had, you know, I'm 6'5" and my hands are, you know, and I was trying to pull, you know, trying to like pull some of the eggs and stuff like that, and I think part of it because I was new, like to kind of see like exactly where, you know, the vein is when you're kind of like candling it, you know,
Yeah.
because the eggs were like so fresh. Um, I think like I may have made a mistake on like one of them because of it was probably my fault, and I ended up losing that egg. But then the rest of them, just because it was just a fresh lay, it hadn't flowed up yet, and so that was my only saving grace to the rest of them. And then one of them had then they all hatched, um, and one had to it kind of was deformed, and then had to, you know, euthanize it. It had a kink in its tail, um, you know, and then so I ended up having 16 eggs, 14 are sold, and I held two of them back. So and I have four here. Um, two I'm waiting until spring to you know, ship out, and when it's a little bit warmer. And but I have two, and I'll show you one of them. One's in the shed. Gotta get my alcohol wipes.
Let's check him out. Check him out. How old are they now? About what, 8 months or
They were on 420.
Okay. So it's
so? Like
8
I
months.
snake.
I'm pretty sure the snake's not gonna smoke with you, bro.
I mean, look, I kind of regret not being able to get one now. Shit.
So
That's a beautiful baby.
yeah, real dark.
Right.
So that's one that I kept. This is my whole back, and then the other one, it's in a shed, but
Super dark, baby.
you can see how dark it is.
Yeah, that one's
That's real
fire.
dark.
Yeah.
That's real dark.
Yes,
So
you can see it's in shade, but you can see it's dark as hell too, though.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
that was real nice, man.
and then let's
You sure go with that first class, man. Congratulations, for real. How are
I
they?
think
How was?
TVC had a question. He said, "Are you pairing them again this year?"
No, I may, but no. What I'm trying to concentrate on is trying to concentrate on my alien male and my which is he's blue, and then my blue female Isis, which is from the TSK. And Isis is a really well, both of them are unique because one, there's not very many aliens out there, and then Isis is Arctic Blue. So that pairing was Arctic Blue times
His
J,
daughter.
right? And
Yeah.
then bred back to Arctic Blue
Yeah.
to Arctic Blue's daughter, which is Isis. So I'm trying to capture that. That's what I'm trying to like really trying to work with and trying to get that. And I'm
What's the
trying to
alien?
the alien. The alien is from Chuck Vogel. It was actually Chuck Vogel's.
Shout out to Chuck Vogel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the OG.
I ended up getting two snakes from Chuck, and so I ended up getting which was a animal that was it's a VV animal from Dave D, um, and then um, and then the alien male was from Yellow Rose and from Blue Boy.
Oh, okay. Okay. All
That
right.
was the pairing, right? And I think they
Yeah.
did it twice. And Chuck kept one, and so he let that go. And then the VV animal that I got from Chuck, which is I think that one I had talked to Dave about it, and that was from, of course, Blue Boy and the Bushmaster. What was it? I think it's BMF09, the new blue female.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was
The New Blue
had
Project. Yeah.
two, and I think Dave kept the female, and Chuck had kept the male, and and so and that snake particular that snake, which is Horus, I call him Horus. He's unique. Like he's a really unique snake too. Like he's got like his blue, and he it's like you would think it's funky, like in person, but when you actually put him in sunlight and everything, like his blue is like it pops, if you know, and then he has like these black little speckles in him and stuff like that. He's a real cool little snake.
Mm.
So I have that one, and then I have another. I have another, which is another two snakes from the House of Blue.
Hey, for those who do know, Arctic Blue was a pure Cyclops.
Mm.
Import.
Import.
Yes.
Yes, Arctic Blue was an import. Yeah.
All blue. It was all blue. All goddamn blue.
Baby blue.
Yellowtail.
Yeah, baby blue. And then I have what's another one I have? I have another snake which is Blue Moon. So it's a Blue Moon times the Grand Dam Violet, and then the sire is Kronos and times Siren. So that's that male that I got, which was from Garrick also, and then I have another. What's the other two? I'm trying to think. Gosh, fuck, I can't remember. Oh, and a Kronos, and a Chronos Violet pairing also. So
Okay.
that's the clutch.
Well, it's you produce a very interesting looking babies from it. I
For
want to
sure.
see how they look growing up.
Yeah, yeah. I was. It was it was nice to see that it was to have a red dominant pairing, especially since the female came from a mixed clutch. So it was definitely nice to know that I got a red dom pairing in there. I at least knew that the male side of him, should have been red dominant because everything that came out of that clutch, the last two pairings, I think that Garrett did, it was nothing but red. So
Okay.
I let a I let a lot of things. I let a lot of them go. Um, I let. I know there was one particular one that everybody was like, it was a real cool one, but someone paid. He paid a lot of money. He threw a number out there, and I said, "Fuck it, okay, if you want it, not a problem." I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't turn that number down, and he's kind of a private breeder, and but I tried getting started with these things, tested my patience. I ain't gonna lie to anybody with that. I mean,
Yeah.
you think about like, okay, you get them, and you guys yourself probably been in that situation where it's like, someone gives you the snake that already established, but when you have to do the establishing part of it, man, it
Yeah, it
was.
sucks.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, it's
Yeah.
like these little motherfuckers. Now I can say, okay, you don't want to say like, if you're talking on the side of just keeping the snakes, that's fine. But the breeding part, that's that's nothing you can do, right? You just got to make sure. I mean, it's up to them.
You
And then,
gotta hope
Yeah.
that them damn days or them time parameters and time frames hit right, and you
yeah,
gotta you gotta hope them that the male interested, and then hope that the female is letting them hit that. All that
Yeah.
shit.
Hopefully she ain't her. Hopefully she ain't just gonna reabsorb follicles.
That too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And they do weird shit too sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I tell you, like, I had a conversation with
Hey,
Pat
shout
one
out to them
day.
private breeders though, because you know what I'm saying.
We
I
like those
I
guys.
had somebody that threw a something together like similar to what you Stephen with the Cyclops or something. I couldn't turn it down. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah.
I wasn't even planning on letting him go, but it was just you know
Like hey, and
honestly.
yeah, because they're like you don't know that they're following you, and stuff like that. And then it just kind of like, hey, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
and I wanted to keep it. Like I definitely wanted to keep it because it was the one that was. If you look at old pictures out of the clutch, and it was like, out of all of them, right? It was the only one that looked fucking different, right? I mean, it looked different out of all of it. But I mean, he threw the number out there, um, and because I had a number in my mind, and he threw a number out there, and I was like, okay. So, and he ended up buying like three. So, so yeah, but
Right.
but and I had to get all of them established. That was a living nightmare. Um, just some of them I had to kind of like assist feed, and like I said, like with my hand getting some of them, and you don't want to hurt them, and
You
so
want to kill them?
yeah, fuck, and then
Shit, I forced a feeder through a Neo's neck.
and
Yeah.
that's what I was scared of. That's what I was worried about because I've heard the
I
stories,
ain't did that one yet. Damn.
I did that one.
I've
I yeah.
heard stories like that, and but I was able to get
Yeah.
them, and I just started to like, everybody. I had talked to everyone using like, the chick Dow, and I think now kind of like the new thing. I think I talked to MJ about, with the like with the lizards and shit like that. Um, so I'll try that with, potentially with a next clutch or something like that. But like I had like I had one, like some, I had like three of them that were like literally want to only eat at like 2 a.m. Right? They were like late night fucking feeders, right? So I
Yeah.
would go in there, and it was crazy because I came home one night with the wife and said, "Shit, I gotta try and let me go sit down and try and feed one." And then I boom, 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 right? And then went back in, tried to feed. I was like, "Cool, like God, okay, I got him." And then the next feeding, I tried to do during like when I was trying to feed the rest of them, and they didn't take. And then I said, "Fuck, let me do the 2 a.m. one," and that was it. That was it. Like the one that was that I showed you that was shedding. That was the 2 a.m. feeder, and I was assist feeding it for the longest time. And then once I figured out that it was a late night feeder, and now it's I mean it eats on between 1 and 2 a.m. It no problem. So yeah.
Right.
I think the thing is, man, is when it comes down to like establishing the babies, they all are gonna start eating eventually. The problem is that there is no way to fucking tell. You just don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
know, like, how long are you gonna have to be dealing with this damn Neo who doesn't want to eat. You just don't know.
And I think a lot of us, especially everyone that I've actually done the breeding, it's the stress in itself because it's like fuck, one, like let's keep it fucking honest, right? Every one of us has put some type of fucking investment. You know what I'm saying? Like we know damn
Yeah.
sure that like that money could go someplace else, but this is a hobby, but it's an investment that you're looking for. I'm not saying that you're trying to make a living off of it or nothing, but but you put enough work in it and you waited 3-4 years or whatever the case may be, um, to breed, and if you got it
Yeah.
as a neo, and then it's like okay, and then it's like God, okay, I want to get this established, especially if it's a pretty neo. It's like God, this starts to build your clutch and
Yeah.
and, and you know what I'm saying, your collection, I should say, and so some of it I think we do kind of like put the stress on us, because it's just like God, why won't you just eat? Like eat, I'm giving you food, like just but it
Straight
tastes
up, man. Hey, man.
it
I
tested
was
my
trying to do that shit with my son. He was running my damn piggy toe over in his walker.
You wanna know what, man? Like after you figure it out with one clutch, you'll get a second clutch, and then you'll have a different set of issues. And then the third clutch, you have a different set of issues. And then the
yeah.
fourth
I'll
clutch,
say
you have a different set of issues.
one thing you do gain though is that second clutch you more calmer going in.
Yeah,
You told
you're
me that.
not
You,
stressing. You're
you
not
just
Yeah,
got that
stressing
monkey
about
off
getting it
your back.
done.
yeah,
Yeah.
Keen. I think me and you talked about that one time. It was just
Yeah.
like, bro, I think I told you, I was like, man, I'm stressing a little bit. You're like, bro, man, it's gonna get easier. Just be cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
it's like that first time I can't even tell you don't stress because shit, I was over here stressing. And it's like part of the thing that had me not kind of alleviated my stress, even though my first clutch I fucked up all my eggs, was the fact that I was going live every week on Instagram. So that kind of like, everybody was like, back then it was like, don't show your eggs before they hatch, the superstitious stuff. And I was like, man, oh fuck the Chondro guys, they not real. And then shit, none of my eggs hatched, and I was like, yeah. Okay, I get it, player.
I
But
don't think that's what it was with that clutch. I don't
nah,
think
it
it was
wasn't.
that.
Nah, it
That's
wasn't.
not
It
what it
wasn't that at
was.
all. It was a pro placement. It was a couple things, but it was more. It was mostly that one thing though. But
And
but again, like I said, just to end that, man, it was stressful as hell though. I was calling Trav, man, like Trav, look, dog. Man, is this right, man? Look, man, my degrees dropped to from 2.2 degrees,
Hey, man, if you don't
and I
sit your
uh,
ass down somewhere
and
and
I've been in
stop
green trees
stressing,
lower than Trav, but I was still going Trav like, hey, bro, yeah.
yeah,
And Trav be like, what you doing? Yeah, I'm sitting in front of the incubator. Did you open
Like,
it? Like you better not have opened it.
Yeah.
like, but if you would get away from the damn incubator, and that's one of the things. That's one of the things is like when people say that like you open the incubator too much, like it'll fuck your eggs up. In some cases, yeah, but I don't think it does it in all cases. But if you, because you're gonna have to go in there like with my first two clutches, an abundance of condensation on the lid. I was in there every other day, wiping off condensation.
Yeah.
But if you mess with them, if you start taking the eggs out and probing them every 3 days, or you're candling them and shit,
Counting them
yeah, man,
15 days in, day 20, I'm counting them again. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that'll mess them up.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like, like I think I just did like I only I just only wipe down the lid once a day. Pretty much on like clockwork. Like when it's your first clutch, you just do everything like and then
Yeah.
so just wipe the condensation down. Garrick told me don't fucking touch them. Don't fucking just
Yeah,
move them out slowly. Don't shift shit, and then and wipe it down, put it back in there, and then walk away. Right, like. But I mean, I had
That's
my
it.
camera. I had about 6 different fucking thermostats up in there, and
Yeah.
I was trust me, like bro, I was monitoring my shit. Don't get it. I ain't gonna get nobody twisted. Like I had 2 different thermostats. You know what I'm saying? I had the main thermostat, but I had like another thermostat. Like a Herbstat one that I
Big
had.
Govies on deck.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
get
yeah,
get the big
exactly.
gobies.
Yeah, I had.
Straight up.
Yeah, I had it like making sure my shit
Real.
was like, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
down my notes and shit like that. Like, like I was to like the OCD because I have OCD, and I was like, it was to the fullest. But
Yeah, I do too. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, but now you get one underneath your belt, it's just like okay, and like I said, right now I'm really trying to concentrate on this blue pairing that Isis and Osiris. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to figure out this female and trying to get her see what kind of like what her cycle is and stuff like that. I mean, I've had a lot of locks, so hopefully fingers crossed some magic will come out of that, and then I'll be real happy. With that.
I'll say this about trying to time it. I necessarily probably wouldn't try, especially with a female that you haven't seen go yet. I would just try to keep that male and female together. I would just keep pairing them over and over again because even so, with my second clutch, like I couldn't get it to go during the time where I thought breeding season was. And I remember I was talking to
Mm.
Sam and he was trying to tell me about food cycling. And then the next day she had an ovulation.
Really?
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird, man. So, you know, if you seen the female because, you know, they talk about spring breeders and fall breeders, I think you just kind of got to keep putting them together to see
Hmm.
just when it happens
Yeah.
because I think that not all chondros are on the same damn cycle, and it probably don't help
True.
that they in the house anyway.
Yeah, and and
True.
yeah, they're in my office.
Yeah,
Pretty soon, this will be eventually be the snake room or whatever. But
yeah,
um, you know, and I think that's the conclusion that I just kind of came down to. It's
yeah.
just kind of just keep because she's still relatively new to me. I think this is like the second, almost the second year, 2.5 years that I've had her. So I think the last year I tried to pair. No, this is the third year that I had her. Like the year that I actually got her, I tried to breed her, but it was still too early. She wasn't used to her environment, and he wasn't interested in her. And then the second year, he lost interest. This year, there's a lot of interest. So I'm just gonna keep doing like you said, just keep breeding and just see what happens. So
Yeah, and it's always surprising with those males, man. It's just like they seem like they don't want to do it, and then you try 2 months for them, they just like you can't pry that male off that female.
yeah, yeah, and that's why I was like kind of happy this time around because I mean he's been like trying to really pin her. Sometimes it sounds kind of like a war in there, you're just kind of like, but it's him trying to like pin her, and she's like, but eventually she calms down, and and they do the kind of like the thing. So
Yeah, it happens like that sometimes, man, and nobody exactly knows why.
You talking about look like a what, like a green chief, a python female, or like a rough?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do, man.
Oh,
Maybe they just some Cardi B's out there. I don't fucking know.
be like that sometimes, bro.
I don't know, man. Maybe just maybe. But yeah, it's so hard to time it when people just like I got to get it in this window, and I'm just like, you can if you want to, but I wouldn't. I just let them
yeah,
do whatever it is they're gonna do.
and
Because
that's
trying to strike in that window is a difficult thing to do. Because it's not like
Yeah,
you got a clock. You don't have
yeah.
a clock.
yeah, and I'm learning. That's the thing. It's kind of like for me. I mean, shit, it's what been 4 years now, so I'm still kind of learning, like kind of the things of what sets these snakes on. Just some of them are like they're their own fucking animals, and and
And then
and
ambient matters. Your
Yeah.
location, the region matters,
yeah, all that shit, right?
and that's what a lot of people don't realize. I think another thing too is a lot of people get tantalized when they see so many people having success with it. They think it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So now that you seeing people jump all in and go all in, they spending this crazy amounts when it's the reason why these animals why they cost so damn much. You get what I'm saying?
hmm
It's a lot of time and labor and put into it, and a lot of people don't like to practice patience, which is so key with these animals, man. You can have your ideal parent laid out, and then your female don't want to drop her tail. Now what?
yeah,
Yeah. Your female die.
The
Uh.
female died. Oh yeah, your female died with eggs in her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? She died laying eggs.
yeah, and
It's
and
so
that was the
yeah.
crazy thing that like with with Sabrina, because with that lottery parent that she had, I know the female, at least from my clutch, that female passed away, and I feel bad
Yeah.
for her, but it's just one of those
I
things.
remember. It was like she just didn't quite recover. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
recover.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you're right though. Like I think like the I mean I got a lot of good advice from like a lot of like heavy hitters and shit, but I think kind of like one of the things like with Bill, Siegel told me, he was just like, man, you need to have patience. Just be
Yeah.
patient. You know what I'm saying? It'll come. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
It gets easier when you forget you got eggs in the incubator,
yeah,
which can be a bad thing.
yeah,
but
yeah,
it gets easier.
yeah. Exactly. So, but it's just going to be like I said, just trying this one pairing, and I'm just concentrate on this as much as I can, and then maybe next year I definitely got something else lined up. We'll see, because I got another pretty female. She's blue, um, but she's only about 3 years old,
Okay.
and a half. So
And
when
don't overload yourself, man. Don't overload yourself.
yeah, that's exactly. That's why and that's what I kind of
Mr.
was.
Garage full.
Shut up. Listen. I'll be the first person to tell you, like, you can definitely overload yourself. Don't do it.
Yeah, and you
Hey,
know,
Travis' problem was his first D clutches was like 28, 26, 24. It
yeah,
wasn't no 9, 7, 12 eggs for him.
yeah, like how some guys, they can get like I don't know how like some of these guys, like they get like 3 clutches a year, and you're trying to get damn near like I don't know 40 fucking neos fucking started, and I just had 16, and and like I said, this is it right here,
Yeah.
Man, look, same thing with me.
yeah. So it's like I was just like, okay, maybe 1, max 2, and I think that's all I can think, family wise, with my daughter and stuff like that. I think that's all I can really handle right now is just, max like 2 pairings. But you know, but for right now I'm just gonna do the 1 until I can, get this one done, and so we'll see. We'll see what the fuck is up.
I will say this about babies though. When people talk to you about the babies being extremely sensitive, I don't think they are. I think Chondro babies are extremely resilient. Very,
They
very
are.
resilient. I don't think
Yeah.
that you necessarily like if you go 3 or 4 days without changing their water, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be perfectly fine.
You know what? Like I've actually like not to say like I had one that like how like it basically leaked out. It's a real aggressive eater, right? And it's up there, and it leaked out, like literally jumped
Yeah.
out, right?
Hit the
And
floor.
hit the floor, and I got carpet, right? I
Yeah.
picked it up, I was sitting there, and the damn thing, I picked it up, and the damn thing was still trying to strike my freaking hand. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, and snake is fine. It's just like
Yeah.
they are very durable.
I have them that fall on that jump out and fall on a concrete floor in the garage, and they are fine. They are
Yeah,
perfectly fine. They will eat 5 minutes later and be fine.
yeah,
They're gonna be idiots for that time being, but they'll be fine.
yeah. So,
Did that
but
happen to you
yes.
when you was a baby? You turned out fine.
Who me? You know that kind of happened. So I'll tell you this. So my father, I don't know what was wrong with him, but sometimes he'd get distracted real easily, especially when it came to work. And he was throwing me in the air. The phone rang and he forgot I was in the air and went to answer the phone. And I hit the ground. And he didn't know my mom was watching him the entire time. She said he just picked you up and dusted you off like he dropped a donut on the floor.
Oh man.
It's so funny. I be telling my kids like how I grew up, right? Like you have no fucking idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in East Oakland where it was like, you know what I'm saying? I grew up around my, thug, pimps, hustler, all that shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
and,
You said
like,
you grew up around who?
like, pimps,
Shut up,
Okay, so
Keenum.
people. Okay,
thugs, like
all
just,
right. Okay, okay. I
my
thought
family.
you said that around people like Travis' uncle.
No, no.
Have you
But
seen pictures of Travis' uncle, Steven?
no.
Don't worry
Shut
about
up,
it. I
Keenum.
got you. I got you. Give me a couple of days. I got you. I'm gonna send them to you on Facebook. I'm gonna show you what a real pimp look like. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so like, with my kids, I tell them all the time, like, y'all
Fucking
motherfuckers don't know. Like, y'all do not fucking know. Like, Pops used
Yeah.
to, Pops used to be sitting in the front seat, no seatbelt, smoking a fucking, cig and
yeah.
packing Newports or whatever, and would have his little fucking Hennessy on the side right there, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like we sit up there
Hey, I
and
stay getting hot boxed out from the Newports, brother.
Yep. My dad was Benson and Hedges.
Man,
You get these old ass cigarettes from, bro.
My mom was Newport 100s too, brother.
Long.
Wasn't the shorts.
on the short tongue.
There
Yeah.
wasn't no shorts. It was 100s.
I tell
So
people all the time, I was like, bro, when I was a kid, you like every other kid in the neighborhood. When your dad come home, you better not be in the house, and you better not look like you having a good time. You better be far away from dad when he get off work.
no, yeah, that dude, like, and I, and God rest my pop's soul though. Like, when I did start bringing in, like, with snakes and stuff like that and all that other stuff, he didn't even trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the only thing about it was that, man, at least that mug is outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't up in the house. He'll let me keep. Like I said, he'll let me keep him. As much as if I could. Away from my mom. But
Yeah.
but God rest Pop's soul, because he was cool. I mean, that was a cool dude, man. So
Yeah. Rest in peace to all the pops, man. We miss y'all.
Yeah.
We miss y'all.
Rest in peace,
But
my
yeah,
grandfather, man. His birthday finna come up soon.
yeah. This is Christmas was my pop's favorite holiday, so I'm trying not to be the Grinch.
Bro, that's my granddaddy's favorite holiday too, bro. So it'd be rough this time of year. And his birthday was 4 days before Christmas.
yeah,
Did y'all have like, man? I don't know if this was like my dad that used to do this shit. Or everybody's dad, but for Christmas, my dad would always get those Christmas tangerines, clementines, and he would take candy canes and he would try to break them into little sticks and just jam them into the clementines, and he would just suck the juice out of it.
nah, my pops didn't do that on
Yeah, my
Christmas.
dad. That's a weird.
Oh, that's some
What we
southern
did
shit,
on
man.
Christmas, though, was my dad. My dad had a 1976 Thunderbird, right?
Okay.
And so we used to go to the Coliseum drive-in, right?
Mm.
But Pops was cheap, right? Like, when you got siblings and everything like that. So we would park first, right? So it was like, okay, first off, he would pop the popcorn, right? And you get like a big old trash bag and pop popcorn, right? Then put the butter in there. But then he would park, and then he would throw us in the trunk, right? I ain't shit you not. He used to put us in the trunk, because then he only had to pay, right? He only had to pay for him and my sister, right? Like, he wouldn't do that to my sister, right?
That's always his boys.
Put in the trunk, right? So then we get up there, and then he park, right? And then Pops would go back, he'd be chilling in the back seat, we sitting there watching the movie theater and, and doing whatever. But yeah, but that was, like, I try to do that shit with my kids, and they were just like,
We'll tell on you.
not having it, man. These little y'all, man. Fuck y'all.
Uh,
Fuck y'all.
man, kids is different. We treat our kids real different than we were treated.
But you know
Just
what?
extremely.
But that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's the way it should be. So
For
I
sure.
got a daughter. My daughter thinks everything is a negotiation. She
yeah,
comes to me real proper, like tries to explain how she's right and I'm wrong every single thing. So
yeah. See, and that's the funny thing, right? Like, reason why, like, on a side note, like, a reason why I got got into the green trees, right? Were just because also for my, like, to do something kind of like with my daughter, right? Like,
yeah.
man, that lasted for about a year or so. Once they started getting bigger, it's like, no. She's like, no. And so technically, right, the lottery animal is technically her animal, right? So then check this out. This is how much, she's like, oh, that's my animal, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, yeah, but you don't take, she's like, no, I just want to know how much do I, like, get some of that money or whatever. I was like,
She's smart. I like that. I like her. I like your daughter. She's smart. She's smart.
I
She's
was
a smart
like,
one.
yeah, all right, yeah, this is going towards your traveling soccer. That's what it's going towards.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Yeah.
be a smart there. Hey, you know what I was registration fees? Oh yeah. Yeah, somebody got to pay them players.
Yeah. But you were talking about that one day. I didn't mean you were
He
chatting it up.
was, yeah, man.
I told you the
Hey,
number I was paying for, man. I was
kids be
like,
traveling their ass off, man.
Shit,
yeah,
that's just expensive.
it is.
My son don't care about snakes at all. My son just looks at me when I'm out in the garage. He's just like,
I can't wait till
I'm gonna
Travis'
break some
son
shit.
start playing football or something. They down there. He down there in Texas too. I can't wait till he got to play football. He got to travel around. Yeah, Travis.
I don't care. I'm gonna be pretty happy. Did I tell you I gotta
I
go
know,
sit
but
at
the
this man?
dreads is gonna be great. They're gonna be all great.
I gotta go. I gotta go sit at this man's school because this man done bit his teacher twice. So yeah, I need to see
Your
him.
son?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. See, I have a son. He's 21, but he's in England. Um, he plays soccer out there, but
Right.
but he's like 6'5", and
Yeah.
his soccer was ridiculous in terms of the fees. But when he comes, when he comes over and with the snakes and stuff like that, when he does come home, he's just like he don't like I think we were gonna go up to the cabin one day, and I was like, okay, you're back home for a hot minute. Can you make sure if something just clean up the poop or whatever, blah blah blah. They ain't gonna bite you and some shit like that. Nah, he didn't do shit. That motherfucker didn't do nothing. Not a damn thing.
He was like, "Who you talking to?"
But just sit up here and ate, like literally ate us out of out of food, out of the fridge. Like we came back and nothing, right?
You say he came home from England too. He had to get some of that American food. Right?
Yeah. And then like we came home and then he was like, oh, I gotta go back out. It's like, all right, whatever.
I don't know, man.
He missed the American portions.
Hey, man, your parents' house when you young and you ain't got kids, man, like they got so much more food than you. For some reason, your parents always got more food than you.
Because your priorities be fucked up. When you don't have no kids, your priorities not on keeping food in your refrigerator.
Bro, I used to spend so much less money on groceries.
I did too, dog. And then when I go back to my mama's house, well, I be in her refrigerator. I be taking stuff home. All right, mama, look, I'm gonna take this home. You don't need this. I got this in my bag. All the Kool-Aid,
when I used to come,
Kool-Aid, I'm drinking that.
When I used to come home from college in the army, my mama used to act like I ain't eat. She was like, "I'll make sure you get breakfast. I'll make sure you get lunch. Let's take you here for dinner." Man, by the time you leave, like you wheezing because you done ate so much food for 5 days. You can't even breathe. Just like shit. I know I'm blocked up, man. I'm gonna have to go drink some of that magnesium citrate because all I've been eating is gravy every morning for breakfast.
So I'm gonna need the big parachute on this drop.
Yeah. Hey, he just doing what he's supposed to do, and then it's gonna change for him once he get kids. Once he have his own kids, and you're gonna be like, "Hey, none of this shit for you. It's only shit for the grandkids."
Yeah,
that's when it's gonna change.
Oh yeah, trailer park. He was like, yeah, he's got his sons in a terrible twos. Yeah, man, ain't they terrible twos? But just wait till they 16, 16 when they start to what I call bucking, right? When they, you know what I'm saying? Like
when they start to smell themselves.
Yeah, when their balls drop and they sit up there and they, thinking they eye to eye and they don't realize, so you gotta put hands on them real fast.
I'm about to say, hey, look, hey, Pop still got
you gotta do it.
Hey,
you gotta do it.
You gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you raising them right, in that sense, right? Like you letting them, think for themselves and blah blah blah. Like they gonna buck a little bit, right? So
you got to.
I know.
It'd be abnormal if they didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know I did it.
Yeah.
But it was different. It was a different set of hands that got put on me.
Yeah, my granddad. I remember my granddad did it a few times. Right, it was one day he did it about an hour before he went to church.
Oh yeah.
I had a few small skirmishes with my dad, But I remember when I was like 16, it was Thanksgiving, and it was at night. It must have been at like midnight or something. And my dad punched me and then picked me up and dropped me on the fucking mailbox. And everybody just went in the house and just left me out there.
What are you supposed to do, brother?
Yeah, I ain't tried
Same
that many
thing, bro. I
again.
got
I
pinned up
never
against the
tried that
back
many
door.
again.
You know, I was on the floor. I was on the floor, you know, by the back door, and like an hour later, he was up in there talking about praise the Lord, and I was looking like, that's what that was. That was good pregame for church. Whooping my ass.
He had to get that bad energy out of him.
Hey, get the demon out of him, huh? Before he go praise the Lord.
He unleashed on Keto's ass.
Yeah. Like, hey, when it happened to me, like, my he used to be, pops used to work on the loading docks, right? So it was kind of like, he had like, like these big, like, when you work with your hands all the time,
Yeah,
your hands get like bigger, right? They get fatter,
yeah.
right? And so I was telling him, like, hey, I wanted to go play basketball. And I was like, I need the car or whatever. And he was like, motherfucker, I told you, you didn't put no gas in it last time. So I was like, no, blah, 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 whoop-de-woo. And next thing you know, right, I'm on the ground. Right? I'm on the ground. Mom, I look at my mom, and I'm sitting here kind of like, that motherfucker hit me. I remember, like, for a minute, my mom came over and looked at me, and she was like, yeah, you deserve that ass whooping because I was going
to.
Oh, man, mamas be the worst, though. I hate when mamas get you an ass whooping, and then they be in the background, don't kill him. Don't kill him. Don't hurt him. Like, you the reason I'm getting my ass kicked right now. Because of you. You could have been quiet. Now this man kicking my ass all over this room. And now you see it get graphic. You're like, oh, it's too much. Nah, this is what you wanted. We all in a good place now.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, man.
Hey, shout out to them old school ass whoopings, though.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Shout out to that. Shout out to the older men that did not play with us and made us learn the hard way. Shout out to those men.
Yeah.
I remember my Uncle Mine gave me a whooping. Keno, as much as you think this man is a pimp, I remember he gave me a real serious ass kicking one time.
He had the rings on.
I mean, he always had rings on, but that's besides the point, Keno.
Right.
Anyway, let's get back to snakes. So with this next clutch, man, how are you preparing differently to do things like once you get animals? Because you went ahead and you sold these animals real quick. Like, are you gonna hold more back, or like what's the plan, especially for collection building?
So with this one, if this pairing takes or whatever, I probably going to hold back a little bit more on them, just because, because it is a blue pairing, right? Like, I don't want to be that I don't want to be that one cat that just like, like, fuck, I let that one go, right? Like, I want to kind of see what exactly and kind of hold back on, on some. I may let some of them go, maybe like, 4 or something like that, depending on whatever. But I'm gonna try to keep a majority of them, and then let them go, after once I can start to see kind of like their OCC, which with this particular pairing, it's going to be kind of it's a really unique pairing, especially I think more so. I know the Blue Boy side of it, and I know, Blue Boy is pretty potent in terms of his blue. I think Blue Boy is still, Dave D is still producing amazing things with that snake.
For sure.
And so, and then of course, obviously with Arctic Blue, but I don't know necessarily with what the Yellow Rose side of it, what that's kind of like, that Kofi outside of it, what that's gonna throw into the mix, So it'll be interesting to kind of see it. And I think I did a podcast with MJ, and then of course I got some feedback. Everyone's on here. Like everyone was wondering like how I got these, those snakes, and part of it was because my collection was really small, right? And of course,
Mhm.
You got to pay for nice shit, but
Right.
but but I think like when I told him kind of like what the idea was, what I was thinking and so forth, I think they were Chuck and TSK. They were like, yeah, that would seem really cool if you can make that kind of happen. So it'll be interesting to kind of just see what they do in terms of the snakes. I think they should be good size because the female, she's a good size female. Like she's you almost would think that how Biak females are big. They're a little bit more on the bigger side.
Yeah.
She's got that kind of girth to her. Not fat, but just a real solid female. So she should be a good egg producer for sure, right? Like that's the hope. But I definitely want to keep them, and because that's going to be kind of the the staple in terms of like, okay, this is where the collection kind of is going to go. Like if I can get this, then I can offshoot with some of the other stuff that I have in the bloodline, that it's separate, right? So because I have Anubis, which is a House of Blues female, right? I can potentially eventually, go there with a male from that particular collection. Um, and then, and then of course, decide to go out and get some other animals, with those, with the funds and stuff like that. But to me, this is just kind of like, as a breeder, I think everyone has that kind of that one main staple clutch where it's just kind of like, okay, this is the clutch that now you can start to kind of, move different directions with. So that's how important it is, at least for me, for this clutch. So I'm definitely going to hold back on it, just learning from other people's experience. And then, of course, being on the recipient end of two amazing snakes that I got that I was able to produce this year with two breeders that were like, yeah, maybe I should have held those back. So, you know, so yeah, so we'll see. We'll definitely see what the future is going to bring, but uh, should be good. Should be
All right,
good.
Earl. Good night, dog.
Um, with that, with that being said, what are the things that you are saying that you want to get that you don't have yet?
Ooh, well, I definitely want to get like some
Excuse
some pure localities. You know what I'm saying? Like some sarongs or something like that. A pure locality, a real nice one. Like really, I know there's always that notion of like, okay, if you have what do we call it, like designer or whatever the case may be, right? Or locality outcross or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of my stuff is outcross. I will admit that I don't have anything that's pretty much um, you know pure. So definitely get something that's quality that's a pure, like pure, sarong, something like that, or
Hit me up.
okay, yeah,
I'll
but
sell you a strong.
yeah, so something like that. I definitely do want to.
Cherry trash around.
I definitely do want to because Patrick Holmes, right? Like that
Some
guy
Pat.
that made me a fucking believer in the Biak side of things.
Yeah.
just some of the stuff that even like he's done and some of the stuff that other people are doing. And, you know, prime example, like I said, right? Like, you know, my two yellow females, my two yellow pairings, they're Beox on both sides of the house, and just look at what they are and how unique they are. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely do want to play around with some of that stuff too.
Pat's got a lot of stuff. Like, don't let Pat sell you on just the Beox. Like, Pat's got some other stuff over there that he has.
Oh,
So
no,
ask him about that stuff too.
Pat, I didn't know Pat like was into like hots, right? Like I had talked to him, and because I end up I don't know if you guys know who Lucas Bernstein is.
Bagnara?
Uh,
Lucas here in Texas?
yeah,
Yeah. He's
yeah.
in San Antonio. He's the same city.
Okay, yeah. He has like Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually picked up. I think it's a hypo albino patternless, which are only like I think there's only like 5 in the world, right? So I have one of them. So I had recently, I think was on a podcast and I was listening, and I didn't know that he was into the hot side of the world also, right? Like and so he, got me in touch with that. So I didn't know like he had the he has a variation of shit that he has, So, I know, he's got, like everyone, everyone's got their secret stash that they're kind of keeping away and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. I went to go see Pat at the store, and Pat, I didn't know that he had all that hot shit in the back. And yeah, he's got a lot of it.
yeah,
He said something about opening one. I was just like, please don't.
yeah,
Please don't open it.
he got stuff where it's like, fucking, don't even, like, bro, don't even.
Why you ain't trying to pet one, bro? Well, buy one.
Bro, I don't know. No. I asked him about a bull snake too. But no, I ain't trying. No.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, he's got some. I mean, some of the stuff that he told me that he has. I mean, he's got. Of course, in Texas, right? You guys are allowed to keep pretty much fucking whatever, right?
Yeah.
And but here in California, right? You got to pretty much like have like a zoo permit in order to keep some of the stuff that he has, unless it's only like native, which are the only thing you can keep hot are Diamondbacks. So,
Yeah.
but I think if if I was able to keep some more of the exotic stuff, some like more venomous like tree snakes and stuff like that, I think like I don't know necessarily if the green trees would have kind of came into the scene, but now that I got the green trees, I'm excited that I have them, because one, they're, it's like you don't having hot snakes. It's like you got to be on your fucking A game every fucking day,
Yeah.
right? Every fucking day. You got to be on your fucking A game, right? And you can't. You got to be like, I don't care, because that snake is not gonna care, what kind of fucking day you had, or if you being kind of like, you tired, come home from work, and you just reaching in, knowing that, God, I'm just got to change your water bowl real fast, and you're not paying attention, right?
They don't care.
Right, they don't care, right? So like when these things, when they bite you, it's like, okay, fuck it, right? But if you got a hot snake in there and you ain't paying if you ain't doing what you're supposed
In
to
the
do,
blade we trust.
it's you can be ghost, it's like fuck you. So, but yeah, so
no, keep going.
Oh, so yeah, so I'm gonna get one, and I think that's the only thing my wife's gonna allow me to have. But
Listen, man, I go like today. I was out there cleaning up. I was changing water, and it was after lights out, and I had a drink. No, this was last week. I had a drink in one hand and a cigar in the other, and I could see this female was about to bite me. But I just really didn't care, man. And I thought about it. I was just like, if this thing was venomous, she would have tore me the fuck up.
Yeah, and that's the thing with, like, you know what I'm saying, with them fucking hots. It's just like you gotta be, like, because when I had them, it was it. I just had to make sure on the day that, like, fuck it, I can't get to you guys right now because it's just not that time, But, and that's kind of like the luxury with these guys, right? Like, just the fact that I can go in right now at this time and pull one of them out and show you guys, right? Like, yeah, okay, if they bite me, they bite me. I ain't really tripping, and I do like occasionally, I do like to kind of like hold them, just kind of, just to kind of enjoy them myself, but yeah, so, I don't know. I'm kind of glad that I got into them, and, I don't think going back, I know once, as soon as this room kind of fills up, because you guys can't really see, like I have 4 cages on both of these sides, and then I guess you guys can kind of see right here, that wall eventually, right, will be filled up, and I got, back here, and that'll be, and then where my desk is, will probably be another 4 cages, and then that's it, right? And then I got to move somewhere else, right? So another room in the house, is gonna, probably my son's room, gonna be taken up eventually.
Hey, man, you gonna start hearing the wife mouth more, brother.
Bro, I don't know, and that's exactly why I got to start preparing myself. It's like, okay, and that's why I'm kind of doing things the way that I am doing them, just slowly, instead of doing, 3 pairings before. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm keeping fucking 6, out of a clutch, right? You keep back or whatever, then you got like, let's say 6, 7 snakes that that you're gonna keep, and and 7 snakes, man, that's that wall right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it grows fast. It grows so fast that you get confused as to where all these damn snakes came from. But I keep all mine in the garage, man. You might have to. Like my next house, I'm gonna get an outdoor facility, uh, just so that I can not have to deal with anybody saying anything about it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, but I mean, so Trav, you're in Texas, and Kim, you're in Illinois, right? Chicago, right?
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah.
So you guys have like the basements, right?
We don't have basements in Texas.
In Texas, you guys don't. Okay.
At least not in this part of
here, but
Texas.
I only got a basement. Mine's in my living room right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, we're not allowed to have. So, like, we have a 3-car garage, but we got 3 cars in there, and then the one's outside too, one outside, but one, it's like one I definitely don't want to keep outside. I park it in there, and then of course the wife is like, she got to keep her shit, can't leave her out there with her, so she, so it's like, what can you do? But
which one is the pimp car of yours that we can't keep outside?
It's an R8.
Oh, it's an Audi R8. Ooh.
That's a nice car.
Ooh.
That's a nice car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a nice car.
That was my.
What was your retirement gift?
Yeah, that was my toy. That was my toy for myself.
Nice.
So, but I had to make sure the wife was, still make sure she was, taken care of first, before I did it.
What'd you get the wife? What'd you get her?
She got like a Lexus, like the Lexus,
okay.
And then I have my, I still got my truck.
Is it a pickup truck? Oh, Keno, you can't trust him either, because he's a black man that drives a pickup truck. Yeah,
you
Keno.
drive a pickup truck, Steven?
Yeah, I got a pickup truck. That was the only thing. That's the only thing I kept from my. That's the only thing that I kept from my divorce, my first marriage. You
See,
know,
that's the first thing you should let go.
you don't let go of your truck, man.
Yeah,
That
you
truck,
never let go of your truck, bro.
I'm telling you,
See,
You don't have one, so
can't
you
trust
don't
you,
know,
Steve.
Keno.
I'm
You don't
telling
have
you.
one, so you don't know.
Yeah, once you get one, right? Like
Never
once
get
you
rid of
get one and all the shit you can do with that truck, right? And then you say, fuck it, right? I'm gonna let it go. And then you're like, fuck, I need that truck.
Everything I can do with that truck, I'm gonna get Hector and them to do it. I'm gonna get all Travis in-laws to help me.
You're a fucking idiot.
No,
Listen, bro. Listen.
I got a 2005 Chevy Avalanche, and I parked that shit in the garage. Like
That's like your hauling truck, like shit for the house and all that.
Yeah, when I go hunting or when I do whatever, or just it's
Yes,
my future truck.
Keno.
Yeah,
Because people go hunting with their trucks, Keno.
but
Keno, you're not gonna be able to put a deer in the back of the Mozzie, man.
But if he cut up if you cut him up before I get there, then I will.
Why don't you want to cut your own deer up, Keno?
I mean, I shot him. What's the point of me cutting him up too?
Because that's your meat. Don't you want to know your meat is clean?
So, yeah, that's why I trust you. Go ahead and chop that up for me, brother.
You gotta take your shit to the processor.
Yeah, but then I got a hoopty outside, which is my main car that I like to because gas out here is fucking expensive. So filling up a V10 and a V8 at $5 a pop. Then I got a little Honda Prelude out there that's like 23 years old, and I'm gonna ride that bad boy until the wheels fall off. So
they get you around, right? And the little gas savers that came in handy these last 4-5 years, bro.
Hey,
I don't know.
I scoot around that bad boy all day, every day.
I don't know. I got like 12 gallons of gas for like $30 today. I fill the rest of my tank up today, so I don't have to come back the rest of the week. And I was just like,
see, hey, he talked shit about the Mozzie, but the Mozzie, hey, look, the Mozzie got good leg room, and it get low, and it got good on gas.
See,
my shit get low. I got a fucking Hemi.
Take like $95 though to fill it up.
hey,
It takes like 70. It takes like 70 to fill that truck up.
I'm good,
65.
brother. I'm cool with my little $30.
you ever put in the Mozzie? You ever put like 100 octane in it because of the handle?
Because of the what?
It can handle 100 octane, right?
No, what you talking about? No, I don't think you can handle that.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't got it's not a Maserati though.
Oh, what is it? I'm sorry.
Well, it's a Mozzie, but
Oh, okay.
it's a Mazda truck.
Oh,
But it's a Mozzie for sure.
oh, okay. See, we out here call. See, you got okay. See, that's the difference. We call
No, I ain't even gonna say this is a we thing. That's more like a me thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
y'all call Maseratis, right? That's what everybody.
Yeah,
That's what people call out here too.
Yeah, okay.
But see, I pull up in that Mozzie truck. It's different because it's meat. That's all.
Oh, okay.
I pull up in that dad truck, with all my football getting in the back. Some football cones for you.
I throw my kids in the back of the truck and drive them around the neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
But listen, man.
The real talk, I can't trust neither one of y'all though. So that's cool.
That's okay. You don't gotta trust us,
man.
That's a life rule, Stephen, brother. Look, the life rule is like that's probably one of the 10 commandments. Like you never trust a black man driving a pickup truck.
I don't understand how that works, Keno. You ain't lived in a rural area in your life, Keno.
You just can't do it, brother. It's hard to do.
You ain't ever had to really do work, bro. Like with your vehicle. Like I had to go cut up trees, bro. Of course I needed a fucking truck, bro, to move fucking wood around.
Hey, Tuck, you a hater, bro. You driving a Kia Optima, man. You pulling up in an Optima. Shut up, bro.
Why y'all arguing, bro? Listen,
I
Keno,
don't
one of
like
these
people
days,
disrespecting my Mozzie truck, bro.
when you move out of Chicago, Keno, you're gonna have to do things, and you're gonna have hell pulling shit from Home Depot and Lowe's in a car a lot of the time, man.
No, because every time I go to Home Depot, Hector and them outside there, and they outside, they always outside there or the U-Haul place. So I'm gonna always have help, brother.
Hey, you like
All right.
me though. Sometimes I don't even want to throw some. Like I'm so like you work. You know, probably can. I mean, well, I don't know, Trav. You probably use your truck, like use it.
Yeah.
Like my truck. Even though I say like, yeah, I throw stuff in it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't even do it like that, right? Like, I don't even think that thing is. I don't probably only got like 100,000 miles on it, right?
Mine has
I
100.
baby, I baby my truck, like I baby
Oh
it.
no. Oh no.
Mm.
Yeah,
I still got about the bed of my truck. I gotta get a bed liner for it. There's blood all in the back of my truck right now. There's blood everywhere.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, there's all type of shit back there. Um, I use my truck. I don't work with my truck because that's not my job. But uh, I I gotta constantly do some shit with it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if I
The only time that truck when I just go up when I do something like that, go 100 or if we got to drive someplace and we want to really kind of stretch
Hey,
out.
Sally, get the fuck out of here, Sally. You know what I'm saying?
So, but
I mean, it's good to have it. Like, especially with my mom, because my mom's older now and she don't got my dad. I gotta haul shit for her too. Because she always got some idea, some shit to get.
to get done,
So yeah, it's me. There's gotta be transportation. Um so yeah, it's a good thing to have a truck bed, man. I know
yeah,
Keno, you don't believe it, but someday, Keno. Someday.
You make your mother you make your mother ride in the cab of the truck too in the back.
Why would she ride in the cab? Even why wouldn't she ride in the cab?
I mean, not in the cab, not in the back of the truck, like with the blood and stuff.
Why would I make my mom ride back there?
Oh, well, this is a good experience.
What type of lack of respect for my mother do you think I have?
First though, I ain't saying it at all, brother. I respect your mother a lot, but I know that she got on the show that she got on the phone that one time and told the field for you.
My mom was not lying to you. The man is not a pimp,
I
Keno.
did not call your mother a liar.
Anyway,
All I'm saying is your mother took your side like a supportive mother should do with her son. That's all.
Keno, Keno, he's not a pimp. Anyway,
For the
uh,
record, Miss Irvin, I did not call you a liar. I did not say that.
anyway, Steve, you got anything else you want to get off before we get out of here, man?
no, man. You know what? It's been a pleasure, man. I know I've been following you guys, and I'm more of a, you know, I'm a troll on a lot of things. I'm a self admit. I be busy, with a lot of stuff with work and stuff like that. But I appreciate uh, the invite, and I know I was supposed to come on a while back, and we had some family stuff that kind of went down. So,
Yeah.
um, I definitely wanted to make it up to you, and you know, you know, and thanks for all the advice too. You guys are giving me, and especially tonight, I'm, definitely gonna put that shit to use. So,
No, I appreciate you coming back, man. Not forgetting about us. The invite was still open, man. It wasn't none of the issue, man. We got a family plan where we didn't have people who have the family stuff the night of the show, and we had to move them back. We had never, man. These at the end of the day, these just animals. So
yeah,
family and blood gonna always be first, man. You gotta
yeah,
take care of
and like I
family
said,
all the time.
I appreciate especially the love that you sent out, the note and shit like that. It meant a lot. So definitely, I was like,
Yeah.
hey, when everything, you know how when tragedy kind of hits and it's unexpected and shit like that. Of course, everybody kind of like you know kind of dumps on me. Like when pops moved on or whatever.
Yeah.
A while back, everything now is like okay. Everyone now in the fam looks at you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, so
Yeah.
I,
It's like it's
There's
like
no
a gift and a
adjustment
curse
curve
having
to
a
it either,
strong,
man.
having a big
yeah,
shoulders.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like you
It's
think,
just immediate.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, even though it's like, I'm 48 or whatever, but it's just like, I still don't got my pop swerve. I still like shit, it's like, man, where's that motherfucker? I still need that motherfucker's advice on shit. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was one of those moments where it was like, man, what would this fool be thinking about right now? So, but,
Like, bro, I wish I could just holler at
Yeah.
you one time.
It's like, can
For real.
can I send you a text message and you just get back to me in
yeah.
a few days or
Straight
something?
up.
Like, I
Straight
don't even need to be
up.
immediate, man.
It's so funny, right? When the shit they be hitting you with, right? Like when you sitting there in that moment, and it's just kind of like, damn, some shit you just be like, all right, when, I mean, I know y'all know because it seemed like our pops would probably have been the same type of mugs, you know what I'm saying? Down like if we got them together, right? They'd be out there, talking their shit or whatever. But it was like, that moment
Yeah.
where it's kind of like when Pops comes down and he sits down, he pulls out and he pops that pack of
Yeah.
cigarettes and he leans over. And you remember them, right? But then there's the other shit that just be kind of like, all right, whatever, And that was like in those moments right there, it was just like, damn, man, what would he be saying and what would he be doing, And I just,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
words that you put out, man, I just want to tell you thank you. So appreciate that.
Yeah, man. It's all love. Definitely all
Steve,
love.
it's been a pleasure. I'm glad we finally got to have you on, man.
Yeah,
This has
stay
been a
in
great
touch.
episode, man.
This
Stay
has
in
been
touch.
fun.
Yeah,
We
stay in
will,
touch,
Steve.
please. And for sure, I'll let you guys know if something happens with this clutch. And,
Yeah, I need to get back in. I had some bad timing on your first one, man. The time was so terrible,
hey,
dog. It was like
it's
I was
funny.
trying to recover from spring football, and it went right to fall football. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I know.
Man, Keno, your football schedule was abysmal, bro. You were just like,
Bro, that shit was terrible, buddy.
Hey, but Trav, like here's real talk though, right? He hit me up like once, like he was like, "Oh, okay," like bang, right? So I was like, so he hit me up a long time ago about it, right? And then it just kind of
A
like
while ago.
it was during like the initial pairing, right?
Well,
And then just kind of how it took, right? And then it was just okay, and then it came, like I said, and I think it came in April, right? And I got a lot of folks, like a lot of people that was just like, and I've been getting hit up like, are you redoing the pairing? Redoing the pairing? Redoing the pairing? And I was just like, nah, maybe not this year, right? Because I wanted to focus on the other one. And but it was like a lot of folks, man. It was just like during that one time when they spit out, right? I mean, it was like tuition that was due, right? Oh,
yep.
blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, don't worry about it, man. I'm like, you got to take care of you, take care of your
Yeah.
family. This shit is
You
just,
got to.
you know what I'm saying?
these snakes, man. You know what the craziest part is? Is me and Keno have talked about it before, and one of the biggest things about it is like a lot of people, like a lot of this shit comes out, and it's just like a whole bunch of fake in the funk, and you don't really see it until people get like really crazy about selling a snake, and then they turn on each other. It's just like they turn on each other, but then it's just like also people be having these deals. It's like, oh, you hook me up, I hook you up with this, and then once the snake comes, it's like they done spent money that they wasn't supposed to spend. They done spent money out of savings. They done took money out of 401ks.
Yeah.
They done took money from everywhere, and now they're just like, I gotta that deal that I made with you don't matter. So to me, in a lot of these cases, when it comes to the snakes, is like I don't think the money to me matters as much building a better community and like talking to people and dealing with people I actually like.
Yeah.
That's a bigger thing to me.
For
But
sure.
people get caught up in it too, man. Like, and with the snakes, man, it's like, yeah, the snakes, the snakes are valuable and they are what they are, but
Yeah.
when it comes to life, like you got to worry about your life stuff,
Yeah.
like not
Like,
the snakes.
and like,
Yeah.
and that was the thing. Like when I got into, I got a lot of love and a lot of support, initially, but and still do, but like sometimes, it's like, once, because like I said, I'm busy, so I'm not one of those. I can't post a lot on a lot of things, and then once I was able to start posting, and then of course, then you start seeing some of the other color side of the community, but like what the fuck you got this, or how the fuck you get this, or how you do this, and blah blah blah. I'm just
Yeah, the
sometimes
haters, the
yeah,
haters, bro.
Hey man.
Yeah, bro.
and sometimes I just have to keep it 100 with people. I just got to really hit them with it and just be like, look, hey, at this time and at that moment, I was in the right spot, right time, and financially, I was able to pull the trigger. Simply put, right? At the end of the day, it comes to that, But other than that, just be like, hey, be happy. Like, hey, if I do something, like I always hit people back, like, hey, if I do something magical with it, if it happens, like, look, you still, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a good thing about buying a neo versus buying a full adult, right? Especially a full adult. Like if you buying a blue, right, and it's blue, right? All three of us know damn well that motherfucker ain't gonna be a cheap snake to buy, right? Like,
Sure ain't.
Hell no.
it ain't, right? So, so at the end of the day, you take the gamble. You may get
First
lucky.
of all, blue snake, ain't nobody gonna sell it to you if it's
Yeah.
adult.
No, no,
And if it's healthy, it's not leaving nobody's collection.
and that's what I told everyone. Like when I got, especially those two that I'm breeding right now, like the three really, like you have no idea how that was just luck, just pure
Yeah.
luck. At the end of the day, it was just pure luck.
I'm gonna tell you something. See, I'll give you some advice. Um, don't explain yourself to weirdos on the fucking internet when it comes to these snakes, right? Because because nobody's gonna tell you this shit, but I'll tell you this shit, and I don't really give a fuck how they feel about it. A bunch of people are gonna stand around and they gonna dick up till they hiccup. They gonna fucking do whatever. They gonna try to be weasels. They gonna try to
Dick
fuck
up to the
people out
hiccup.
of
That's one of them old pimpisms. I ain't never heard that in a while.
they gonna try to do whatever to get you to fuck you out of a pick, whatever. Like, don't be explaining yourself to a lot of these motherfuckers, especially in these Facebook groups, man. Fuck these dudes. Like, if you can get it, then that's what you need to worry about, and then they can get it on the back end once you breed it. But when
Yeah,
it comes to a lot of this shit, man, a lot of these dudes that be out here, they just haters because they didn't want
Yeah.
to pay the price, man, or they didn't want to pay the price in time. But a lot of people they thought, and this is I've seen this a lot of times. A lot of people will come back and they'll be kind of mad that they didn't get a steak from a certain person because they didn't want to pay the actual price that the person was charging for the snake. So then they're gonna start saying other shit, negative shit. But shit costs, man.
yeah,
Shit
Yeah.
costs. So like,
and that's real
it is
talk.
it's yours. It's not theirs. So fuck them.
Yeah, that's real talk. Because like I was like I w- I wasn't allowed to have a Facebook or Instagram account, right, until I was out the military, right? I wasn't allowed to have it, right? And even now with my job, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it still got to be careful with it, you know what I'm saying? But, um, so like sometimes I get in and I'm guilty, right? Because I come from, where I come from, and I'm like, sometimes I get a little hyped, like sometimes I gotta prove a point, and sometimes, like you said though, right, just gotta walk the fuck away from it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm learning this shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I appreciate all the advice, especially you guys are giving me, I take that shit to heart, and I'm just gonna just keep striving and do what I do and just move on. You know what I'm saying? So
That's what it's all about.
And
yeah,
on top of that, if
Keep
you see
doing
these
you.
people at these reptile shows, I promise you they're not gonna touch you. I promise you they're not gonna do that. So just don't worry about it. I
I
promise
don't
you.
know,
They
man.
they're not gonna
It
touch you.
depends on what color the light is, brother.
Oh Only thing they gonna do to you is they just gonna be like, well, you can't be a part of my little clique or whatever. Be like, bro, fuck y'all. Fuck all y'all.
It depends, bro. See, have you ever thought about being a scientist before? You ever thought about being a scientist before?
No.
Okay.
Shut up, Keno. All right. I think that's been
Shout
us
out to
for
the
this
scientists,
evening.
all the Green Sheep Python scientists out there in the community.
I gotta tell you something about that once we get off. But I think that's been us for tonight. Shout out to Steve for coming through. Shout out to our sponsors. And it's been a wonderful night, man. Thank you,
Hey,
Steve.
hit up, Chris in the Box 3D.
Yeah, hit up Chris.
Hit up. Use our
Cold-Blooded
code
Cafe.
for Cold Blooded Cafe.
Yep.
Sell you some bread.
Off.
Okay.
Sell you some ducats.
Yeah. So we can
But
talk. We can talk back on the backstage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. That's been us. Peace out, y'all.
Y'all next week. Peace out. And we out of here. Church.